Episode 11. Yeah, you got all right, you've kept the wiener away.
Yeah.
So you guys are safe for a few more
nobody
episodes.
needs to see that.
Nobody would be able to see that anyway.
Exactly. Why? I've got it out right now.
And we have an interesting matchup this week, but for starters, I'm Eddie. With me always is
Bobby.
And our guest panelist this week is
Aaron.
And yeah, we got a good matchup. But first, before we do that, let's explain how this whole matchup works. We take each artist's top 5 on Spotify. We match up song 1 versus song 1, song 2 versus song 2, and so on until we have 5 matchups. The 3 panelists will then vote on which song they like better to determine the point for that song. We do this for 5 songs, with the first band to win 3 points declared the winner and moving on in the tournament. We have provided links for all the songs below involved in the competition, so we encourage you to pause the video and play along. For bracket information and past matchups, please visit www.bandfights.com. So today's matchup, we've got Papa Roach versus Soul Asylum.
Wow.
Which are,
I forgot my plaid.
yeah. Those Soul Asylum, I think of them as being more sad than plaid.
Oh, I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
You rhymed.
I did. Well, you didn't really see that, then you heard it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is 2 bands that couldn't be more diametrically opposed. Like, Papa Roach is like a new metal, rap, metal fusion band. And
Yeah, but they've managed to stay current.
yeah,
like even
Papa Roach has some songs I really like.
Yeah.
Soul Asylum takes me back to high school.
Yeah, like they came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
right?
they were 90s.
And I mean, I did look up that they just released an EP
Yeah.
of like 4 or 5 songs.
From the
And-
90s?
I remember
Regurgitated.
like in high school the emo chicks really liked Soul Asylum. I never got into them because there was way better bands in the early 90s. You know, there was your Nirvanas and Soundgardens, Pearl Jams and Stone Temple Pilots, and Soul Asylum was just
Way down the list.
way down the list. So, but they do have some recognizable songs, so maybe a fresh listen will give us a new appreciation for those songs. So, all right. So you have any idea or any thoughts on this matchup, or?
Well, past Runaway Train, I would have to hear, but Papa Roach is probably, I think, a favorite going in. But who knows? I'm a softie, so if Runaway Train has a couple more ballads like this, it could get my vote.
You're a big fan of ballads.
Oh yeah, huge. Bobby Ballad.
Bobby Ballad. Oh, you, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm not overly familiar with the catalog for either of these guys. Admittedly, I'm not really a fan, but so I'm kind of curious. I'll try to keep an open mind.
All right. Well, it's funny because before we even started shooting these episodes, I was just testing out camera equipment, and I shot a test episode, and Papa Roach. It was Papa Roach against Prince, and Papa Roach won mainly because my youngest is a metalhead, and he voted for Papa Roach every single time. So what I'm saying is Soul Asylum has a chance because my youngest George is not here voting, because he's pretty much Papa Roach's biggest fan after that. So, all right. So first song for Papa Roach, obviously their biggest hit, "Last Resort," and obviously for Soul Asylum, their biggest hit, "Runaway Train." All right, song 1. Well, you know what? "Runaway Train" was a lot heavier than I remember. I had no idea it was a metal song.
Yeah.
That was the one with the rap, right? It was kind of like a rap. Oh no, I was thinking the wrong song. Yeah, Last Resort for me. Runaway Train's it's a good song. It's good. There's a reason it's a famous song, but it's just not my cup of tea. Last Resort isn't really my cup of tea either. I'm not a big fan of the whole rap metal fusion thing, but I'll take metal over slow, whiny lyrics any day. So, yeah, Last Resort for me. Bobby?
I mean, my style is a little more to Last Resort. Runaway Train is still a great tune.
Yeah.
Like I like that style of music too, but I just could not get into it.
Yeah, it's...
Last Resort for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw Runaway Train a vote.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a lot less depressing than I remembered. And Last Resort, it's okay. It's, you know, if you're going to the gym or just feel like being angry, it's a better tune, but...
Yeah, if you want to punch a wall.
Yeah.
See, Aaron should have went second.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know, I was going to, but you just jumped right in there.
Whatever.
Oh, I did, yeah. That's true.
That's all right.
Just wanted my vote in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so, well, it looks like early start for Papa Roach. So,
Yes.
on to song 2, Papa Roach, Scars. Oh, I love this song. Not that I'm trying to poison the well here, but and a really good song for Soul Asylum, Somebody to Shove. Last week we had Somebody to Love, now we got Somebody to Shove. So, all right, we'll take a listen. Well, Papa Roach up 1-0. This is a good pair of songs. I really enjoyed both songs. Aaron, go ahead and vote first.
For me, this one was a close call. I do like Scars, but again, I'm going to go with Soul Asylum.
You're a big Soul Asylum.
Wow.
I didn't. And I'm not sure that
Then
I'm
why do you have a Soul
fan.
Asylum on your trip?
Shh. But yeah, it's a decent song. It's no complaints, and Scars, they're just not my type. I don't mind them, but if I had to choose,
All right.
it's not them.
Well, for me, I love Scars. I'm voting for Scars. Like I was saying when we were listening to the songs, we used to cover it. I love playing that song. I love doing the backups for it. It's a great song. Somebody to Shove is a really good song. Like it's 100 times better than Runaway Train.
It is
for
better.
sure. Yeah. So, but Scars, I really love Scars. If Somebody to Shove was up against any other Papa Roach song, I'd probably vote for it. But Scars is my number one, and I'm voting for it.
I don't buy that line.
Chicks dig Scars.
Hey, chicks dig them.
Yeah.
All right, so Bobby, you get to break the tie here.
Yeah, you know what? The Soul Asylum song I'm all about dynamics. So, you know, it had a little bit of a feel and you know, it was slow in the verses and then it kind of kicked it in the chorus. And I'm going to give my vote to Soul Asylum.
Yeah, I don't begrudge you that. That's a good song. Like you're saying about dynamics. I love the way the verse is kind of, like I was saying, if they just punched up that verse a little bit, made it a little bit heavier and stand out a little more, but it's still great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's early 90s.
Well, and I'm sure they'll do a remix and
Yeah, or
and,
somebody,
and
or some,
you know,
or,
put it out at
or Papa Roach will cover it and make it way better.
Or that. Yeah, I never thought of that.
But yeah, so yeah, both songs are really good though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that those are probably the top 2 songs for both bands.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tie score right now. So we're going on into song 3, Between Angels and Insects and Black Gold.
No idea.
No.
No
Yeah,
clue.
Angels and Insects. That's the song that my youngest George got me in trouble with because there's swearing in it, and he loves that song. So check it out. There's some swearing, just not around your kids. If you're listening to this. All right, we got a tied score. Let's see who's gonna take the lead. I think I'm gonna go first. Between Angels and Insects. It's a decent song. I mean, instrumentally, it's my cup of tea. I love that. I love metal, and and the guitars and everything. Like the instruments are great in that song. The negatives of that song is the verses. It's that rap metal fusion thing. It sounds exactly like the verses for Last Resort. So, and Black Gold, I mean, that song got a lot of airplay back in the 90s. It probably hasn't been played on air around here in 25 years. And it's a good song. I enjoyed it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it took me right back to 1994. You know, the Leafs going to the semifinals against Vancouver. And then
You sure it wasn't 93?
No, 93 they faced LA.
LA,
94
yeah.
was against Vancouver.
Who won the cup in 93?
93.
Oh,
I don't know,
jeez.
it doesn't even matter. Doesn't
Set
matter.
you up.
Anyway, Black Gold gets my vote this time. Bobby.
Oh, no, I'm going to let Aaron go.
All right.
Because I jumped in there last time and,
No problem. Maybe
So-
a little less drama this time because I'm also throwing at the Black Gold.
oh, jeez.
Well, we've already established you're Soul Asylum's biggest fan.
We have learned that tonight.
You're in the Soul Asylum army.
Honestly, by the time Black Gold was playing, I had already forgotten what Angels and Insects sounded like. It just doesn't
good
stick
point.
with me.
It's instrumentally I enjoyed it. It doesn't have that sticking power.
I'll probably never hear either one of those songs ever again.
Black Gold sticks with you though.
It's not
good-
bad.
Yeah.
It's a
tune.
catchier tune.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing worse than regurgitated music. And you can just hear, you know, whoever's in charge of, you know, Papa Roach says, you know what, guys, you need to write another Last Resort, you know. And so, but Black Gold's, it's good. I mean, it's solid. I enjoyed that. I hadn't heard it in a long time, and it was good.
Yep.
Wow. So Black Gold sweeps. Soul Asylum gets 2 votes. You know what? When I saw this matchup, I thought Papa Roach is going to stomp Soul Asylum. It's close, though. This could come right down to the wire. So we move into song 4 for Papa Roach. Born for Greatness, and for Soul Asylum, Misery. You know Misery?
I do know that one.
Yeah, I don't recognize it from the title, but I'm sure
I'm sure you will. If
if you know it, I'll probably
if it's
know
the
it.
one I'm thinking.
All right, well, let's get into this. Maybe this is a big upset.
Yeah.
All right, well, Soul Asylum, surprising lead. I'll go first. For me, I'm gonna vote for Papa Roach on this one. Born for Greatness. I enjoyed it. Like it's less of a rap metal fusion and more of a straightforward rap song, but I actually liked it. Like I was saying to you guys when we were listening to it, I envisioned turning on, you know, NHL, EA Sports, NHL, and that being like the splash song. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Like there's a couple moments in that song where I'm like, oh, that's way overproduced.
Yep.
But the Soul Asylum song, I recognized it. I didn't like it when it came out. I still don't like it. So, yeah, Papa Roach for me. Bobby?
Oh, wow. I'm like right at the wire here. I'm going to say, because Born for Greatness, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it was a little trendy for me. And I really even can't remember it.
I do.
Which, I mean, says a lot. So, and
I remember Misery because it was horribly repetitive.
I know.
It was
but
drilled in.
But it was catchy.
No, it wasn't catchy. It was just drilled in. It was like torture.
I know, but sometimes that works.
Sometimes torture works.
Yes. Anyways, Misery gets my vote.
All right, Aaron.
Well, I'm going to go against the grain here and Born for Greatness on this one.
Whoa, Pop.
Oh, there you go.
Going down to the wire this time.
To me, this one is the lesser of two evils.
Wow.
Yeah.
Misery I did remember from way back, and yeah, I wasn't a fan of it then, and it made me miserable today. So that's
Yeah,
that.
Born for Greatness, I mean, it's different. Like it's still that rap feel to it, but it's not. It wasn't like Last Resort
Yep.
redone. It was different, and I enjoyed it for that. So yeah, it's gonna come right down to the wire here. So
Amazing.
for our last song, Papa Roach, it's Help. And for Soul Asylum, a cover of Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing.
So we got a Beatles cover and a Marvin Gaye cover.
I'm pretty sure the Papa Roach isn't a Beatles cover.
Oh, that would have been
Well,
more
if it's
interesting.
not, they're going to need a lot of help. Let me tell you.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody should ever be covering Marvin Gaye except for Marvin Gaye, and he's dead. So there you go. All right, so let's take a listen to the last song. Game's on the line here. 2-2 going into this. Help versus Sexual Healing. Aaron, you're up first.
I was shocked that Sexual Healing was even covered by Soul Asylum. And I was just not a fan of their rendition. So even though I'm not a huge Papa Roach fan, I got to go with Help on this one.
Bobby?
Oh, well, for me, Help is, and I haven't heard it in a long time, but I would think that would be my favorite Papa Roach song. Sexual Healing needs a lot of healing.
It needs some work.
Yeah. So Help for me.
Yeah, it's unanimous. Help's a really good song. It's kind of along the same lines as Scars. It doesn't have that rap fusion to it. It's a solid rock and roll song. Sexual Healing, I mean, when you're doing a cover, you're always comparing it to the original, and the original is so great, and that doesn't touch it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not different enough. It's basically you're redoing it, but not as good.
Yeah.
But-
And not as original.
But if you're a huge Soul Asylum fan and you're seeing them live, because it was a live version, and they threw that out, you'd probably think it was pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that. If you're a fan, you'd probably be...
Yeah,
like you'd be like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, I can't believe they're doing this.
I mean, if I'm
right?
at an AC/DC concert and they throw out Sexual Healing, I'd be thoroughly interested in it. But at the same time, I mean, you're releasing it on an album, and
Might take
Yeah.
that time to go to the washroom if I'm at a concert.
yeah,
True.
you go, okay, this is a 5-minute song. I'm gonna go hit the can.
Yeah.
Maybe grab a beer on the way back to my seat. So yeah, so Papa Roach squeaks it out 3-2. This was a close one. I didn't think it would be this close. Like coming in, Soul Asylum is kind of a fringe. I don't even know if they're really, you'd consider them a grunge band.
No, they
Like,
just
they're
came
more
out in that area,
Alternative,
but
I guess.
Yeah, they came out the same time, same time frame.
But like I was saying though, there's a couple different versions of grunge. I don't know if I would call it grunge.
no, it's
but-
not. It's not
but
grunge.
like-
When you listen to
Right,
it, it's
like
not grunge.
grunge was like it was almost like the 80s. This is what I want to say.
Yeah,
So-
you got
the
bands that
gl-
weren't glam.
you got
They
the-
got lumped in.
Right, they got the glam rock, but you also have the techno 80s
Yep.
stuff like Tears for Fears. And
Yeah.
So with the 90s, you got the grunge like the Nirvana, those type of
Soundgarden.
bands.
Yeah.
But then you had the other side, which was, and we talked about like Goo Goo Dolls and
Yep.
Soul Asylum, those acoustic kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that type of feel. So, what was my point?
I don't know.
There you go.
You
They don't
lost
fit
me.
anywhere.
So in a way, they came out in the same decade, but they were different.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
They're grunge misfits.
Yeah. You got it.
They're not really grunge, but they don't really
It's
fit.
just that same era.
Yeah.
They're losers today.
Yes.
They're losers today. But they did make it closer than I anticipated. When I saw this matchup, I thought this was a potentially 5-0, 4-1 for sure. But yeah, they took it right down to the wire.
Yeah, made it
Yep.
interesting.
Like I knew all of their songs,
Mhm.
and I mean, some of them I remember. It was like I hadn't heard them in 25 years.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, man, that song's better than I remembered it, or
Mhm.
like Black Gold is a really good song. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, they ended up where they were supposed to.
Yep.
and Papa Roach is going to move on. So
They're as good as their record.
Yep. So yeah, don't forget, if you're watching this, subscribe to our channel, please. Share the video, and as Wortman says,
smash that like button.
And next week on Band Fights, our matchup is a spicy meatball. We've got an absolute monster of metal, the monster of metal, Metallica, taking on Canada's own The Band.
Ooh.
So this is going to be, first glance, this is a stomping. This is going to be a good matchup. So make sure you check us out next week on Band Fights.